Yes, so this is Danielle Linder's intasc standard 6, 7, and 8 reflection. I think that I did hit the standards pretty well when it comes to making assessments. Um, this wasn't our first class doing assessments. I've been doing assessments for, before this video, like 3 classes we've had assessments. And overall, the assessments were pretty successful. I think that the assessments are relevant to our learning and will help them get to those reading comprehension skills and those vocabulary and those listening skills that I'm trying to achieve with this group of students for their goals. And so I do document their learning to drive future instruction. And I do speak with the caregivers about their performances and their data. I yeah, I have used my data for the last few lessons to understand like their grouping and also where we need to go back and reteach. And also like what's our students struggling in specifically. So some students are doing fine with speaking and listening, and some students, but they're not doing well with the reading when it comes to the quizzes. So it's good to know like exactly what do we need to work on, basically. And also, I think that you can't really see in this lesson, but I do give timely feedback to the parents, and I give the students feedback, especially with the homework, and I make sure also if a certain student might be struggling that we speak to the parents. I don't really speak to the parents so much one-on-one, a little bit, because my Chinese is not not good enough. But I do make a point to talk with my TA and my mentor, and they speak with the parents on my behalf, or every time we have a class, actually, I have to give a class observation. So if something really stands out, I will give it a specific observation for the student, and I will tell my TA or my mentor to give it to them in a private message, because you can't like talk about one individual. You can't single out students in group chats. And I think I make good accommodations for students, but honestly, I did feel like I did well with the listening quiz, but with the last quiz, I should have modeled. It wasn't a quiz, but the reading and role play should have modeled that better, which I did do in another class, a later class, for this exercise. I really liked this exercise. There was a reading, and then from the reading they had a comprehension questions, and in the reading the character has like a change, has a change in feeling, and so I used that, and then at the last part of it was for them to make a role play from it, and I should have modeled what I wanted them to do beforehand, so I should have definitely accommodated them in that way. But I am leveling their stuff out. So some students got more difficult readings and other students got more simple readings. And yeah, so I do differentiate for my students, and I do make sure that each group is with a similar ability. And so that's not a differentiation, but I do go around the room and make sure that students are doing what they need to be doing, and if not, then I just do sit down and reteach them. And I do think I do a well sequencing for the students. But I do think that I need to work on just making it more simple. I've got too many activities and I can't get through everything. So I'm always going like 10 or 15 minutes over, which is okay. The parents don't mind, but it's just not that's not what we need to be doing. Like, we can make the class more simple. I could have had just one class just on that last assessment that I did. And so I've done that assessment again since then, and it took them like half a class just to understand what they needed to do. So I will do this again with them because I really like this exercise that I gave them. And I am collaborating with my colleagues, and I do incorporate technology to the best way that I can because it's just the one big computer, and I think I could also I think also asking questions, and that's where I really need to work on, is asking good questions and having good discussions and inquiry based, being more of an inquiry based teacher. I do feel like I'm getting where I need to go, but I'm still not really there yet. I would probably give myself like a basic for that last one. And and also like, yeah, I need to keep it more simple, and I need to just not try and get through all of the things, all the objectives. Like, I can condense, I can get less objectives. I can just give like two objectives. I think that is just totally fine. So I'm gonna keep working on that and just try to get more discussion. I do feel like I kind of like cut that discussion short, and it was pretty good, but they were speaking in a lot of Chinese. Don't want them speaking in so much Chinese, but that's okay too. So yeah, that's my reflection for this last one. It's a little long, I know, but I was really happy with this lesson. This lesson was really much better than the last one. So thank you so much for listening.